This recipe is a fantastic option for your Halloween party and is also very healthy. We'll be making acorn squash or pumpkin muffins, gluten-free. Yes, that's right, we're creating a light version of muffins, an excellent choice for those looking to lose weight without too much sacrifice or going on crazy, restrictive diets. And just look at this wonderful Halloween decoration. I'll show you how easy it is to make the decoration, and it's mouth-watering. But first, I ask that you share and like this video. This way, you help us produce much more valuable content and healthier, delicious recipes. So, let's get started. Ingredients for this recipe will be posted in the video description. For this recipe, I'll be using approximately 1/4 of an acorn squash. You can remove the seeds with a spoon quite easily. I will slice the acorn squash and peel it with a small knife, making it quite simple this way. Here, I have about 255 grams of acorn squash. After peeling, I'll cube the acorn squash to make it easier to cook. I'll use a pan and cover it with enough water to cook the acorn squash. Once it boils, I'll cook it over medium heat for about 15 minutes. While the acorn squash is cooking, I'll prepare the other ingredients. I have 400 milliliters, or approximately 200 grams of oats. You can use high-quality, gluten-free oats according to your preference. I'll need a mixer to get the oats into a powder form. If you can't find it in powdered form in the supermarket, you can make it this way to simplify the process. After grinding the oats well, I'll set them aside in a bowl to mix with the ingredients shortly. Now, I have brown sugar. You may add coconut sugar as a healthier option. I'll use about 100 milliliters of sugar, or to be more exact, you'll use a total of 80 grams of sugar. Yes, it's a small amount of sugar if you compare it with generally industrialized products. Here, I have Saigon-type cinnamon powder. Cinnamon is great for making our recipe healthier. Speaking of cinnamon, I'll link a channel video about the benefits of cinnamon powder here. I will then use about 3 heaping tablespoons of cinnamon powder. You can add according to your preference. I particularly love cinnamon, so I'll add enough to enhance the cinnamon flavor. As you can see, the acorn squash has cooked well, and it's hot, so I'll drain the water and let it cool. Don't forget to leave your like to help us out, and remember to subscribe to receive a lot more content from our channel. Very okay. In a container, I will mash the acorn squash well. The texture becomes almost identical to mashed potatoes. While the acorn squash cools, I will continue with our recipe. Next, I'll mix all the dry ingredients. Here, I already have oat flour with cinnamon. The next step, I'll mix in a pinch, which is about 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. If you like a spicier flavor, add it, but it's according to your preference. If you don't want it, you can skip this ingredient. Here, I have ground clove, and I'll add 1/4 teaspoon of ground clove to enhance the spice flavor even more. Again, you can add according to your preference. Trust me, you'll love the flavor. It's delicious, especially if you're a cinnamon fan. I'll mix the dry ingredients well and set aside. Now, I'll mix the wet ingredients, starting with the egg. I'll add 1 whole egg. Here, I have butter. I'll add about 40 grams of butter. It can be at room temperature or melted. I'll also add 100 milliliters of natural yogurt, or about 120 grams of natural yogurt. I'll beat the egg, then add the yogurt, and then the butter, beating well with a mixer. After mixing the wet ingredients well, I'll add the cooled acorn squash, beat well with the mixer. And look, it's quite creamy. Finally, I'll mix all the ingredients with a mixer. Here, I have 50 grams of chocolate bar to give a special flavor. You can add dark chocolate or, if you want a lighter recipe, make it without chocolate. I'll add a small amount to enhance the flavor, and this chocolate I chose has a low sugar content. The combination of cinnamon and chocolate is very good, in my opinion. Here, I'll chop the chocolate to add to the recipe. Next, I'll add a teaspoon of vanilla extract to enhance the flavor even more. To finish, I'll add a tablespoon of baking powder, mix well with a spatula, and the texture will be quite creamy, as you can see. Here, I have a silicone mold. I find these silicone molds very convenient because you don't need to grease them. I'll fill the silicone mold, and this recipe will yield 12 muffin units. After filling the silicone mold, finally, I'll add the chocolate to the muffins this way. Now, I'll take it to a preheated oven for about 30 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius or 356 degrees Fahrenheit. After 30 minutes, just look at the result. The chocolate has melted, and I'm salivating. This recipe is very nutritious and much healthier if you compare it with industrialized muffins. I prefer to make it at home because by doing it at home, you can control the sugar amount and have healthier meals and snacks. Yes, it's delicious. Making it this way, your Halloween will be very special and tasty. Look at the result. Perfect for Halloween days. I put stickers for decoration with a toothpick. I also added pumpkin seeds, which, besides being healthy, are a perfect match for this recipe. Make it at home, everyone will like it. And if you liked this recipe, leave your like and subscribe to the Very Okay channel so you don't miss new videos with valuable content and mouth-watering recipes. Happy Halloween, Very Okay!